Yep. Y'all know it's Eagles Web boxing, baby. Listen up to the Eagle, baby. Yeah, we in here. Yeah, we up in here, man. Y'all know what it is. Eagles Web boxing. Y'all know what it is, man. Stop acting. Stop acting like you don't know what it is, man. You seen the title? Yeah, a lot of people probably carrying this title today. Something similar to that. You know, similar, pretty similar. You know, mine is always, no matter what, they can't. They don't have the mindset like I got, so their brain is not going to work exactly like mine's. If they say something like, if they talk about faces and stuff like that, they steal all that stuff from me. Faces of boxing and all that, because I've seen somebody with the face of boxing. Get out of here. Stop it. Stop it. Yep, that's Eagles Web. Messing with it. That's right, I'm messing with it, man. What y'all say? Huh? What you got? What you know, huh? What you know? Don't you know no good? Remember Martin? Don't you know no good? But anyway, yeah, we up in here. Just gonna wait around a little bit for y'all to show up. Um, yeah, it's actually, I want to actually talk about this, not what you're thinking, but the subject. I want to talk about the subject matter a little bit. I want to see where we can, where we are as a team. I got to see exactly where everybody's mindset is on this, because I think it's very important, because of, it's just that boxing has been having behavioral problems, and not just like today. You know, we just been having behavioral problems. You know? Just a lot of problems in boxing. Just uh, and we'll see. We're gonna talk about. We'll talk about it. Yeah, because it only makes sense to get this out. Yeah, it only makes sense. It makes sense to get all this stuff out, because if we don't get it out, then it's like it's something that it's always on the table. It never really gets like discussed or talked about. You know what I mean? It just ain't gonna get talked about. We just ain't gonna. We're not gonna talk about it. If we don't talk about it, then nobody's gonna. They probably won't bring it up. They're gonna try to. Oh, good. You know how people always. Whew, oh, that's good. They didn't bring it up. No, 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 nope, nope. We always bring it up. But we're gonna start off probably as grown folk. We're gonna start off a little bit at a higher level than some of the other people that are actually gonna talk about it. Because you have to talk about, um, just like what I did in my update. You have to talk about. I didn't use this word, but you have to talk about the maturity and a lot of other things. because we could look at the positive side to see that, oh yeah, your boxing's going in a great direction. A lot of people don't see that it's going in a great direction, right? You know, but we have to. We can't. Can we hold anybody accountable? You know what I mean? Can we hold? We can't really hold them accountable, but we can put it out there as new media, maybe, and they'll take a look at it, and maybe they'll look at their self um, a little bit harder. I think this can actually be fun. A lot of the stuff that we're going through could be fun, but at the same time, it is not necessarily going to be fun. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily going to be fun, but it can be fun. A lot of people ain't understanding what I'm saying. It's not necessarily, going to be fun, but it can. Like these coming, let's say these coming days, coming weeks, coming months, coming years. And the reason being is you could look at a lot of the things um, with these, I'm gonna say it like this: with these combat sports, you can look at a lot of things as being, you know, positive if the person that's, in the news, if they are actually, wanted by the people. That's the best way to say it. If you're wanted by the people, then of course you can say a lot of different things. If you're wanted by the people, if you're non-wanted, if you're just not wanted, there's not much you can say. You know what I mean? There's not much you can say if there's no if there's no want for you. Then just hush up and just step back. Just step back. And I'm not gonna go through, like I said, I'm not gonna go through all the different, all the different scenarios and stuff like that, because I got one that I'm concentrating on, and then something that happened in the fight, and just um, what I want you guys to do is I want you to let me know, how you feel about it. About one thing that happened, actually, I'm talking about the Jake Paul fight. What one thing that happened in the fight that, um, because they're mentioning in it, but they're not. A lot of people aren't telling the truth. You can't. Evidently, you can't read what everybody posts because there's YouTubers all over the world, and there's no way I can't um, check out everybody's YouTube channel. As far as what they said about the fight, and in this particular case, what I'm gonna cover, what I'm gonna talk about. Well, one of the things, because I'm gonna talk about more than one thing on it, but at least one thing on there that we have to discover. We have no choice but to discover it, and we have no choice but to talk about it, because I wouldn't be doing my channel, or I wouldn't be doing my show or anything like that any justice if I didn't talk about it. A lot of times it equals where we let a lot of stuff go, and we allow everybody else to say what they got to say, and we just wait, or we're just way ahead anyway. Because Miss Lala was here, and then she finally was catching on to this whole sports thing. I told her, I left her a message on uh, on one of her streams that she put up. I told her, "Oh, you finally catching on to this whole sports thing, yeah." Because as a fan or somebody who's just looking, what we do is we will just look and we get satisfied. I'm gonna put myself in the fan position, and so then I'm just gonna get satisfied with everything. That no matter what they do, I'm gonna just be satisfied with it. And you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, because these people, that really, you know, they could be up to something. And I'm not saying, just look skeptical at everything that happens, but you got to watch to see anything that you watch, any sport, whether it's football, and you guys know how I feel about football. I used to love football, and now I don't have the same love or like for professional football no more. I just don't. I've seen too many things that just seem so. It just seems too. It's too sketchy. Matter of fact, one of them's kind of funny. When the Seattle Seahawks lost to the Patriots when they should have won, they said this gave the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and that was funny that I watched that. Just recently, I seen it on somebody's. It was on the YouTube. It was funny. I just seen it on the YouTube, and this guy, he was just discussing. Now he has a old television, old box television, but not the ones with the regular size cabinet. They were just the ones that came out right before they really had the big screens. Because they had the big screens, but a lot of people never seen these. They actually had big screens. They had these televisions that had screen. I don't even know if they do those no more, but they had screen within the screen within the screen, so you can put 3 television screens up on the screen all at once. And he had one of those. I don't know if his was screen and a screen and a screen like that, or if it was just that size. But it was in the huge cabinet. I'm not trying to make a short story long or nothing like that. But what happened is he was watching the Seattle game, and then after the play where the interception occurred, when he said anybody in their right mind knows that when you were at the whatever there was 1 yard line, that you hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and he just like dove right into the television. And I'm quite sure it had to be over $1,000 television, because those were real expensive back then. I used to have one, so I know they were real expensive. Probably close to some of them, probably $2,000-$3,000 for it. And he just dove right through the screen. The screen, it was still on though. The screen was all crushed in. I was like, wow. He was just that mad. And then I think I seen another one where somebody just cut their jersey off and burned it or whatever. It's like, the fans get crazy. And I'm not saying for anybody to get crazy like that, but sometimes fans get crazy. But that's all in the point of what I was making. That sometimes you see stuff that you. No, we're not professional coaches and nothing like that. No. It's like you play basketball. There's a professional basketball game going on, and let's say, for instance, you got somebody like Kobe Bryant out there. So Kobe's out there, right? And he has no fouls. He's not in trouble. He's feeling good. He's hitting everything. And then all of a sudden, you pull him out the game. The game's on the line. You guys are only down 2, and you guys got like 5 seconds, and it's your ball. You pull Kobe out, and you put somebody in there who's they only played like maybe 5 minutes during the game, and they're like 1 for 10. And you put them in, and you set the play up to where the ball's going to them. Now, how many people, if they've seen that, people that's actually following basketball, how many people, even though we're not coaches and something, but how many people would lose their damn mind if that happened? And matter of fact, not take it even bigger than that, the ones that's actually in the arena watching the game, how many would lose their damn mind about that? Would anybody lose their mind, or would everybody just be okay with it? You got dang right. Over 90%. Matter of fact, I would probably say that 100% of the people. But there's always like a small percentage. Oh, the coach know what he's doing. Like, oh man, come on, stop it. Stop it. You don't even have to be a coach to see what's happening. You don't even have to be a coach in certain situations. Now, why am I bringing up stuff that sounds controversial? Because the whole topic today is something that it can be controversial. Because what's going to happen is everybody's gonna have a side. You got your side, I got my side, somebody else got their side. Which side is correct? Do I care which side is correct? No. I just want to, voice my opine. You know what I mean? That's it. I just want to voice my opinion on it. That's it. And hopefully everybody's being safe out there. I don't really keep up with news that much, but hopefully everybody's being safe out there. I guess I might be late reporting for you guys, but like New Orleans has a terrible storm out in their direction and stuff. Yeah. But hopefully, everything's working out for you guys. Yeah. So I had to sit back. He was sitting back. I'm just gonna wait to see. Y'all got to show up, man. You can't be late. Yeah. Even if I'm late. I'm not. I'm not late, but hey. Y'all get in here and show your love. Show your other side. Show your best side and stuff. I know it's kind of a hard subject because everybody's writing. Everybody's putting up this subject, so it's just like, yeah, it's one of those things. Just sometimes you have to have topics. Everything can't be, specifically catered to what you love, That's crazy. Um, uh, they're starting to. Yeah, I have to talk about this also. Um, I don't know. They got us called up, man. They starting to put up stuff that we shouldn't see right now. It's only good to see certain stuff. It's only good to see certain stuff when if you're just researching it and just looking. Some stuff, they're keeping a lot of things in our mind that we shouldn't, that we shouldn't have in our mind. Yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna get to it. Yeah, definitely gonna get to it. It's kind of sad that they have to bring up certain stuff. Yeah. That's right. It's hard to stay quiet, but I'll just wait. Just wait, and then we'll talk about it. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All this stuff comes up. But yeah, watching the fight, man, it was. Mm, this wasn't. It's okay. Yeah, but we still got to talk about. We got to talk about our other friend too. We got to talk about Dubois a little bit. Um, he got the win, right? Yeah, he got the win. So we can say that. We can say that the win, that he got the win. But um, we got to look at it like this. If we're gonna base stuff off of just one round, and I guess I don't know, it's a good confidence booster. I can put it that way. So that's about the only thing I can say is it's a good confidence booster. You can't really see what somebody's gonna do or what somebody has. Like if the fight is that short, you can't tell. But we'll go over that stuff more. I just don't want to talk about it like all of it right now. We'll talk about it, but we won't talk about everything like right at this moment. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I just want to cover a little bit about the Paul and some things that people aren't really discussing. And you actually have to discuss. You got to discuss stuff in a, in a different manner. You got to discuss stuff. You can't just, like I said, a lot of people is too much in love with these fighters and they're too in love with these personalities to where they just don't want to say nothing. But that's what leave it up to me. Then I have to say it. You know what I mean? That's it. Then I have to say it. Somebody's gonna have to say it. And let it be me rather than to be somebody else. I'll give y'all a couple of more seconds here. D-Ray up in here. I just seen D-Ray come up in here. I don't know why I ain't talking to you. Yeah. I gotta go up north this weekend. Hopefully I get the paperwork filled out in time. They told me I still had a chance, so see what I can go up there. But D-Ray say, yo, Eagle Reb, he said they got the glove up good. He said blessings, yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah. What do you think about the Paul fight? Did you check it out? What did you feel about it? I'm about to throw something out there because people gonna pretend like they don't understand. Like they don't understand boxing rules. Yep. And so I gotta get everybody on point. I gotta get everybody on point. Because if I don't get them on point, they're gonna pretend like they don't know what really happened. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's the best thing to get. We gotta get all this stuff out. I'm not saying it in the open, but hey, just gotta discuss what actually happened. That's hard. It's just hard to teach people stuff, man. People are so, I don't know. People are in the point where they just can't hear. They don't listen. They can't hear. I'm starting to hate to watch certain commercials and stuff. Make you have them food weaknesses. So you didn't see the fight or what? Not even highlights or nothing. You usually you can catch the fights. You can catch the fights. Even if you don't want to watch them live, you can watch them like a few minutes after, a few minutes after they played, you can still go see them. I didn't have a chance to, I was busy. I was working, so I didn't have a chance to see stuff. I didn't get the chance to see it the way I usually like to see it. But, it's kind of, everybody was saying, stop watching TV in the car. Well, hey, stop making phones that will allow you to watch TV in the car. That's all I can say about that. Just stop making the phones like that. You should make them to where they cut off and you cannot, you can't watch sports and stuff in the car. Sorry about that. That's what it is. If you get mad, then that's what it is. You just get mad. Well, don't get caught doing it, because then you're gonna be more than just mad. You're gonna be in a little bit of trouble right there. Yeah, it's just too much when you're watching films and stuff. Okay, well, D-Ray's in here at least, so, and the rest of you guys is in here. I don't know if you in here, Miss Coleman, or not. You might be, but I sent you that information, and that's to Miss Coleman. If you're in here, I sent you the information. I know you're shy, but anyway, I sent you the information that you needed. I texted back to you just to let you know. So, yeah, I texted you the information that you wanted. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are not going to, what they're not going to discuss, and I've heard somebody briefly discuss it, but they still didn't. They didn't discuss it the way that it should have been discussed, And I don't know what the. I didn't hear the rules in the dressing room. But anyway, anytime that you're knocked like into the ropes, but you got to think about it, damn near knocked through the ropes. And like your head goes underneath this, like the second from the top or the first from the top rope. So basically you're hanging in, like this is the top rope and your head is down here and you're hanging all out. The rule on that is usually that the rope saved you from going down. And so usually they would count that as a knockdown. So had that been a knockdown, then the fight might have been considered a draw, or Woodley might have won the match. With that being said, that we have to make sure. Now we can't personally, but they should make sure that they have proper, refs in there when it comes to, judging fights. You got to have the proper ref in there. You can't just have just anybody in there. You got to have the proper ref in there. And for me, that's not the proper ref. You know what I mean? That's not the proper ref. If they miss that, you can't miss something like that. That's too much. Yeah. And also, this guy, it can take one twist or another twist, is what you guys got to realize. So, it could be good for boxing, or it could be bad for boxing, him being in boxing. But I'm going to tell you one thing, that this is what messes me up the most about this, is that the way the fighters are acting today, that this guy fits right in. Because the way the fighters are acting today, he fits in. How many fighters do we have that are supposed to fight and just not fighting? Or how many fighters have are having issues, mental breakdowns, or whatever else they might come up with. I'm not going to name anybody in specific, but you already know what it is. The unsuredness. Oh, I'm pound for pound, and that's another discussion right there too that I don't like. I don't like pound for pound because I don't. You guys already understand that I don't. That whole scenario about pound for pound, I don't even go for it. There's only one pound for pound. He's no longer with us. That's Sugar Ray Robinson. That's it. There's no other pound. There ain't no pound for pounds. They can say pound for pound all they want to. They until they blue in the face with me. I don't recognize pound for pound anymore. It was named after somebody who had what they considered one of the or the best boxing skill set in boxing, and not only that, he had other things that was named after him, like the perfect punch that was named after Sugar Ray Robinson. And how many other fighters do we have things named after? They name stuff themselves. I think Razor Ruddock had something. Was it called the Smash? I think it was called the Smash or something. It was just like a long, wide uppercut, right? Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks had what they called the Spinks Jinx, which was kind of it wasn't like an overhand, but it was a nice right hand to put that jinx on you. Jinx. So everybody had, I mean, not just, I named two fighters, but there's other fighters who had like certain either punch combinations. Bolo shots was synonymous with Bo Jack. Bo Jack was the king of bolo shots. Sugar Ray Leonard, took some of that, stole that. Ali took some of that. Ali was known for the shuffle. Ali shuffle, shuffle people, took from that. Ernie Shavers had like a skull cracker, overhand right. So everybody has something that they was. I mean, good fighters are not that they didn't necessarily have to be blessed to be the best fighter, but they had tools that we have namesakes for. But now, what do we have now? We got fighters that they're not bringing the tools that they need to bring to boxing. They're hiding and running from each other. And then you have this infiltration of other sports figures from other sports, and all the sports aren't even pugilistic sports. And then you have now the big wave now is the YouTubers. And I'm not going to sit here and get upset with YouTubers. Because guess what? If a YouTuber, I don't like it, no. But if YouTubers are going to take over, then that's just what they're going to do. If you guys are going to allow the YouTubers to take over. But one thing I did hear though, is Jake Paul got kind of confused about what he wants with his career all of a sudden. But that's okay, because guess what? That fits into the narrative of what other fighters are doing. The other fighters don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight. I'm not fighting him. I'm not fighting him. Rumors. All we hear is like rumors of signed contracts. I don't even care. I don't care who's Tank is fighting. I don't care. And yes, I know they're going to fight. I don't care who's Haney fighting. And yes, he's going to fight. I don't care who's Ryan Garcia fighting. Yes, he's going to fight. You see? There's fights that I want to see. A lot of people don't want to call for the fights. They want to see the same thing that I want to see, which is good. They may want to see some of them that I want to see, but they don't want to see all the fights I want to see. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting caught up into all the call-outs. People calling each other out. Then if you're going to call somebody out, then get your ass out there and fight. Or don't call people out. That's the best thing I can say. If you're going to call people out and then not fight, then don't call people out. Stop making up mental excuses or whatever. You're getting hurt there and hurt there. or whatever. Yeah, it's hard for me to. I don't know. It's hard for me to settle down. But like I said, if the scenario is, or if the language is that I can make up excuses not to fight, then guess what? Somebody can come into your sport and do the same thing. You're not fighting, and they're bragging about. I don't necessarily like it. It's best a bad look for you guys because you got people coming in particular, and telling and saying, uh, telling you how much money they're bringing. They're bringing you paydays. Or you got somebody. They not even, like, for instance, I think Sean Porter's from the area that they had the fight in, right? He's from Ohio, right? And he fought in the same place, but it wasn't a sellout. But then you got a YouTuber going there and selling it out. I don't know. Maybe Sean Porter needs to fight him. Maybe Sean Porter needs to fight him at a certain weight. What do you think? Maybe he needs to fight him at a certain weight or something. Somebody need to. Who's from that area? Broner? Somebody got to fight him. Yeah, somebody's got to fight him to shut him up. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's just going to shut nobody up. I see Sir Flame out there. Salute to Sir Flame. He said salute to Eagles Web. He said salute to the chat. And always, he said jab the like button on y'all neck. He said don't get neck in Eagles Web boxing. He got the fire up good, got the 100 up good. And he got those things up with the glove. That's right. Yep. But Sir Flame, he just comes in and throws down the rules up here in Eagles Web boxing. That's the rule. That's the rule presenter, just in case you didn't know. When he does come in, he's going to present the rules. And so that's what it is. But let me know, F. Coleman, if you are in here. If you're not in here, but I did send you that information. Because I don't know if you're in here or not. I don't know, because you might come in and out or whatever. And maybe one day you're going to talk with the guys. I know you talk with them. You might have said a couple of words once to these guys. Yeah. But they're nice guys. They ain't going to say nothing. They're not going to say nothing to get themselves chopped up in here. Put it that way. But anytime, yeah, that's another thing. Sir Flame put it up. He said, I don't know why Woodley didn't let his hands go. Yeah, he wasn't even getting hurt or nothing. Yeah, he wasn't even getting hurt. And see, this is where we have our problem at. Besides, but he did get that knockdown. Should have been knocked down. Might have been a knockout. It could have probably got a knockout. But he got the knockdown, just not experienced, I guess, with just the boxing part of it. Probably kept having, wanted to go MMA or whatever. But anytime you fall into the ropes, that's a knockdown. When you fall, if you fall against the ropes, that might not be a knockdown. It can be. It can be a standing 8 or something, or considered a knockdown. But anytime your head goes in between the lower ropes, anywhere low, that's almost like getting considered that you got knocked out of the ring. It's like you got knocked out of the ring. Yeah, I know he's talking about rematches and stuff, but Jake Paul don't know what he want to do. He on the same bullshit that the rest of you. But you fighters set that shit up. You fighters, you set that shit up for yourself. So you setting it up for people to want to come in and do what they got to do. You guys set that up. You guys what happened is you boxers made the perfect platform for other fighters or other sports to just come in. You guys made the perfect platform. But shit, he don't want to fight. I'm from that area. Shit, maybe I can get me an exhibition in. And now that they opened up the exhibition forum, it might be over with for you professional boxers as far as getting paydays. Even Canelo. Because YouTubers don't give a shit about you, Canelo. You guys got to take your sport up. You got to fight like a couple of big fights. You don't even get the chance to fight one big fight. You got to fight a lot of huge fights, just like crazy. You got to fight some crazy fights and just be winning. You got to be like Tyson, YouTubers that never seen Tyson, once they finally see Tyson, even at Mike Tyson's age right now, they become fans. But you guys got to start doing stuff like that. Yeah, Sir Flame said the ropes can't saved you from a knockdown. No. So that should have been a knockdown. That would have made it a draw right there. That's a 10-8 round right there. That would have made it a draw. But that, I don't know. A lot of people said it might have been a draw. They didn't say they didn't see Woodley winning, but that would have gave him a chance at winning if he would have got that. But then you gotta throw more punches. I don't know. It just looks so. I don't want to call it out like that, brother. I don't want to call it suspect, but it look. You gotta call it what it is. It looked kind of suspect that after the knockdown, which should have been a knockdown, that you kind of just like ease up and not. You ain't really. You ain't trying to go for that chin. And I seen you in MMA. To when you know that you got somebody hurt, I know you go for that chin. And here's another thing though. He didn't go for the chin. Is that why? Did he lose something because of hurting fighters before? Did he lose something? Because he had 4 fights, and a lot of MMA fighters said that all 4 fights that he lost, that he could have won easily. That he could have won those fights in MMA, his last 4 fights. And I'm not getting on him like that, but I'm just saying, sometimes you lose something. Sugar Ray Robinson still fought good at a certain point, but he is at one point he lost something. And I think that he had a little bit of fear of what he could do to a man, because remember he had a body, so he might have lost a little bit of something there, and that can happen. And we got some modern day fighters that I mean we got like 3 or 4 of them just right now. They got bodies, and sometimes that might take away from what you do in the ring. It's very dangerous if it does do that. But yeah, you get your ass knocked below the ropes, that's a knockdown. Because there's no way that if the rope wasn't there, you would have been sitting out in the audience and shit, watching the fight, asking who's winning. You probably would have suffered a knockout. Because you going off balance and you land on your head from the ring, you probably suffering some type of concussion. But anyway, Woodley, I don't know if I can really stick up for you as far as your performance. But you did what you felt that you had to do. That's all I can say. Because that's in however he felt, that's how he felt about the fight. If he felt like that he turned it up enough, evidently he didn't. But if that's the way he feels, and I'm not going to, get on him about that. You know what I mean? But what we seen is you probably needed to, turn it up just a little bit more. And you could have got that W. And I'm not going to bring up well, I'm bringing it up, but I'm not going to expound on it. Like any kind of conspiracy type of thing, any kind of payoff. I seen a video already. Somebody, they were showing the knockdown. You know what I mean? They showed it on, and it was like a 40-something second clip. They showed it, and they was doing the commentary. They said, "Oh yeah, shot Tyrone, go for him, knock him out." Oh, that's right. That's Jake Paul. Yeah, it's a setup. And I don't know why people put this stuff out there. I mean, conspiracy. Like I said, I'm not gonna go deep into it, but they actually, when they put it out there, how could you just not, pay attention at all? I'm not saying that you have to go for it, but how do you just not pay attention? I'm still paying a little bit of attention. Or I might say, oh, they just hating. I could say that. Yeah. I could say that somebody's hating. Of course. Or I might want to go with what everybody else is going with. Are you going with what you said? Surflame, you think it was a setup? Then hey, that's a setup. I'm not necessarily saying I'm agreeing with Surflame, but hey, if one of my people say it might be a setup, then hey, I'm not gonna look at it like it just could never be. Has there ever been any setups in boxing at all? Has there ever been any setups like any? Just asking. Just asking. Has there ever been any kind of setups? But that's the state of boxing, so we can't get mad, and you just can't get mad at the Paul brothers if they get in there and they steal the show. They get all the money, and it sounds like to me that they're being very smart with their money, that they're investing and they're doing other things with their money. They're not just, they're getting in. You get mad if you want to, but they might be getting in and getting the money grab and getting the hell out and leaving boxing in a disarray. Well, I hope they don't do that, because you're gonna have because now you're gonna have fighters that's calling out the Paul brothers more than they calling out other fighters. See, you gotta understand where it's going. Don't just take it one way. Take it in all ways possible. What's the best things that can happen with it? So we're not gonna just talk about all the bad things, but what's one of the better things that can happen? Huh? What's one of the better things that can happen? Think about it. One of the better things that can happen is that the attention comes back to boxing. And people had never seen it. They was watching some YouTuber fight. Okay, so boxing is pretty cool. Because guess what? They watched some fights before this fight. Yeah, how many fights was? 4 fights, right? So they watched these other fights, and they watched female fights and stuff. They seen like a first round knockout, and they seen some women scrapping. They was like, okay, never seen that. I came here to see the Paul fight, but I never seen these fighters. So that looked pretty decent. Maybe I'll become a fan. So good thing. So that could be so they can bring like something positive. Now they could do a little. Now if he's not going to fight no more, because I think he's realizing that he's in the hurt business now, that he actually got cracked, and so he was sounding real unsure of himself. And there's other fighters that sound real unsure of themselves. You know what I mean? So you got fighters that sound unclear, and he was sounding kind of unclear. Like, I don't know, was I really fighting boxing? Yeah, you were. So if he's going to be that unclear, then that's not going to be it might not be a good thing. Or it might, because what happens is they bring a group of people with them every time that they fight. Anytime they come in, here's some more. And that's not necessarily for boxing fans too, though, because it could be, like I said, I'm trying to talk in a positive sense with them, but they could be coming back, and the people that come see them is just their fans just come back and see them, but they're not going to subscribe to boxing at all. You see what I mean? So that might be one thing that happens. Even though I try to, like I said, put it in a positive, light. But what can I say? I try to put it in a positive light, but that was it. It's just not always going to be in a positive light. So we have to look at it like what it is. We just got to take it for what it is. If these fighters can do something positive, or these YouTubers can do something positive, then that's working out for us. You know what I mean? That's working out for us. If they're going to bring something positive, it works out for us. If they can't bring something positive, it's just not going to work out for us at all. As boxing community, I'm sorry, man, because you got the Ryan Garcias and stuff, the mental breakdowns and stuff. You got the fear factor where certain fighters don't want to fight other fighters. They get brave if they're going to fight somebody small. And this is another thing. So now, you think it's not lineal? Huh? You think it's not, kept in a line? Now, let me break this one to you. Because this is what a lot of people is going to bring up. And I can bring it up too, but I'm not can't get mad now. But think about it like this, Sir Flame. yes, the Pauls are picking on people that are maybe two weight classes or so smaller than them. Uh, you got Canelo calling out Earl Spence. And you always had fighters, bigger fighters calling out smaller fighters. So you guys set that precedent yourself. Bernard Hopkins wanted to fight Mayweather. See? It's just, you guys set this shit up yourself. And if you set it up yourself, then don't get mad when somebody follows suit and they're actually able to get the fights that you wanted. Oh, he's fighting him. He's about 30 pounds bigger. Well, hey, sorry. He ain't really a professional fighter. And he's not, and it's not considered a professional fight. Yeah, Sir Flame said there's always something, and they make the conspiracy sound believable. Yep. Make it sound too believable. Again, he said, of course, it's been setups. Say, I don't think Willie did, but honestly, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. For me, I feel the same way that you feel, Sir Flame, that I'm not condoning them. I'm not saying that that's what you did. But at the same time, I'm not saying you didn't do it. I mean, I can't keep, if I'm going to try to keep it a buck, then I'm not going to be able to call it one way or another. I can always tell, oh, no, everything was cool. No, he wasn't, there wasn't no setup. I can always say that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, was that a setup? And then we always hear about this shit later on in life, and then we hear about it. You know what I mean? We always end up hearing about it later on. Yeah, that was set up back then. Yeah. Well, some stuff that we've seen from the past, that's obvious. When you look at some of the setup fights from the past. Matter of fact, I seen one. It was a fight card. I don't even know what fight card it was. It was a long time ago. But one of my best friends, he thought I was on the fight card and stuff. I'm like, no, because he was cracking up because he was talking. He said, yeah, I saw you on this fight card. A lot of people always get me confused and think they saw me on certain fight cards and stuff. I'm like, it wasn't me, man. I said, it wasn't me. People always blame me, like, oh, I saw you on that fight card, whatever. I had somebody got on YouTube and told me that he beat me in the amateurs and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're all wrong, man. He said, yeah, man, I can't mistake you, man. I remember, I edged you out and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I must have one of those kind of faces where people think that they saw me or something. You know what I mean? They saw me. They not just saw me, but they had something to do with me in some kind of boxing arena or something like that. I remember them or whatever. I don't think so. I would have remembered you. You know what I mean? But people are weird though. People are real weird. Yep. I'm still stuck on that damn knockdown though, brother. I'm still kind of stuck. I ain't stuck like that, but I'm just like, yeah, they got over on one on that. Yeah, they definitely got over on that one because that should have been a knockdown. But then again, you got to go out when you're supposed to win. Just go out and win. And I don't know. I'm not trying to make no conspiracies up. I'm not trying to say that Woodley just lost it. But at the same time, maybe he's just maybe his like competitive edge is at a level to where he just wants to get through stuff. Like, I want to compete and just win. I'm not trying to really hurt nobody. Well, we want you to hurt certain people. A lot of us, we want certain persons hurt in fights just so we can see. I don't know. That's just how. That's because boxing and stuff, especially boxing, is brutal. It's brutal because we don't always want to see just like a good fight. We don't want to see just a good fight. We got to see. I want to know. See, people always say stuff like, "Oh, I want to know how he reacts during uh, some kind of a controversy during the fight. We want to see how he reacts." Like everybody wants Terrence Crawford to really get his chin completely tested. Well, you want to see it, but at the same time, you want to see how he can keep that from happening. All these fighters, man, what happens after a while? Something happens to them. They end up like losing it. Um, Remember Evander Holyfield? Even George Foreman talks about it. That Evander Holyfield, he likes to taste your power to see what you got. That's not always, and everybody can't do that. Everybody can't do that. Ask Amir Khan if he can taste people's power to see if they got. I always want to taste it, man, because he's allergic to that kind of food. You let Amir Khan, taste the hardest shots that he can taste. He's probably going to sleep. Yep, he's probably going to sleep. If you let him taste something like a huge shot. Let me see if he could taste this. Yeah, this was a good shot. No, he all stumbling and going to the side. Yeah, so that's not always good, because it's almost like you're sitting at your home or desk or whatever. You're sitting there and you're taking notes like, okay, well, I still got to see. He still ain't showed me nothing. I got to see. I got to see what he acts like. You know what I mean? I got to see what he acts like once he gets cracked. He's never really had his chin completely tested. I got to see that. I got to see how he reacts after getting knocked down. And that's accepted in boxing. That kind of talk is actually accepted, to where we can say that about a fighter. Like, yeah, oh yeah, we haven't seen him, in the controversial sense. We haven't seen him like that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to see him in the controversial sense. Is that that's what we need to see next? No. I want to see how long somebody can go without getting touched up. That's the best thing. Now, if a fighter does get punched up, then we can say, oh damn, he could take a shot. But they're bragging. I'm telling you what they're bragging on. That I've heard this on more than one channel. Because I go through and visit, because I just want to hear or just read comments. I want to hear what people are saying. And they're saying that Jake Paul got his beard tested, and he has a good beard. No, he's about to suffer his first knockdown, or he actually did suffer his first knockdown that wasn't counted, from somebody who's not that heavy of a puncher. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, I think that's what might have changed his decision about, what he can take and what he can't take. You know what I mean? I could take so much, but we don't know how much you can really take, because you're fighting people that you're bigger than, and they're not really professional fighters. You're not a professional fighter, but you're pretending to be like a boxer, like a professional fighter. You're not a professional fighter. Because as soon as you fight somebody that's your size, a professional fighter, they don't even have to be undefeated. But once you fight somebody that's a professional fighter, then you're gonna be in trouble behind that. Yeah. That's all I can say about it. Is you're probably gonna be in trouble behind that. And then the other side of this, so was he really able to talk trash that we would think of? I'm going to say that he really couldn't talk as much trash. I think Woodley shut him up when they was doing the face-to-face. That Woodley just shut him down. Got him real quiet, all your talking and all that is just not getting it. But it still fits into where we're at with boxing today, though, right? It's still fitting in. Because he's doing what everybody else doing. Doing a whole lot of chop and chop. You're just running your mouth. You're doing a whole lot of talking. But we got a lot of other fighters just doing a lot of talking, and nobody's fighting. You know, nobody's fighting. But you guys are doing a lot of talking. But we're gonna see what it is. If you're gonna talk, and then let's get some fight. Let's get some fights out there. I got too many matchups that I want to see. For some reason, it's been sticking in my mind lately. I've been wanting to see Boots Ennis versus Bud Crawford for some reason. I just need to see that fight. A lot of people, oh, Boots don't deserve this. No, no. I've listened to people and I've listened to myself. If you're ready to fight, then let's just fight. Because Lomachenko is just not the only fighter just so-called that special to go get championship fights right away. I don't care how many amateur fights he had. I don't even know, did he have as many fights as Rigo had? As far as amateur fights? If somebody wants to fight, Boots said he's ready for everybody, then hey, let him fight. I just want to see him against Bud. Because I just think stylistically it's going to be a good matchup. I just think it is. It just sounds like a good fight to me. And plus we need to, get somebody out there. We need to get somebody out there fighting. Nobody, everybody's running or doing this, and they can't see the man on the other side of the room no more. And we got too many. The Ugas Pacquiao run back, I don't even need that. Ugas won. There's no run back for me, but if they want to run it back, if Manny's really going to run it back, run it back. Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, they don't have to run that back. Sean Porter, Errol Spence really don't have to. They can, but that doesn't have to be a run back. Jermell Charlo, that's a run back. Maybe even this Jake Paul versus Woodley, maybe that's a run back. So we do have some fights that we can look at that can be run backs. Canelo got too many run backs. He ain't going to be able to run back all the fights he need to run back. So we'll stay off of him when it comes to run back. So you need to run a couple of fights back. When they're close like that, you need to run them back. If they're not close, then you don't need to run them back. But the state of boxing, where are we going with this? Are we going to get fights? Are the fighters actually going to finally come together and fight? Or not? It's going to happen one way or another, brother. When I say brother, I'm talking to you girls too. That's just my way of speaking. So, you ladies out there, when I say brother, that's you. That's you too. You brother. That's just another way of saying family, basically, for me. Yeah. But we got to see what this guy's going to do. If he's going to come back and fight again, then that's what it is. If he's not going to come back and fight, then you guys could we could sit back and wait for it, for when he comes back, or just say forget it. So that's one way or another. We can take it, and we can say, okay, we're gonna wait for him to fight. Is that important? Is he that important? Have the Pauls made themselves? Another question: have they made themselves so important to boxing now, to where boxing is not going to survive without them? Right away, everybody's going, oh, no. Okay, but what are they bringing positive? Like I said, I'm not going to keep it negative about the whole thing. But what are they bringing positive? They're bringing money back into boxing. You fighters can't even, you still messing with contracts. You can't even agree on a contract. Porter versus Bud still going on. Right? Doesn't make sense, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. And it's crazy that this is our new state of boxing. Like I said, it might be a positive thing if these two brothers or whatever and these other guys that's getting into boxing, if they can take over boxing, or if they can just, put it out there, if they can get into boxing and bring all their fans and money with them, then There's nothing. It's nothing we can do as a boxing community. But only thing you can do is basically embrace them, or you can reject them, but you're probably gonna still want to watch boxing. So a lot of people think it was BS fight. A lot of people, Woodley still have a lot of people felt that he won or barely won, and a lot of people want to see more with Jake Paul. I heard a lot of people going against him or whatever. Even at the when they made the decision and stuff, when the decision was made, he did not get the cheers that you would think that he was going to get out of his area. So it is what it is. We're gonna find out what this boxing does. That's all I can say, man. Is we got to watch and just wait and see what's happening. Yeah. But a lot of you guys didn't want to join me today because of the topic, I suppose, or whatever. And I don't know, Sir Flame, if you've seen Derek Bailey. Where Derek Bailey been? That's my brother, man, Derek Bailey. Is he not feeling good or something? Or I hope you guys get caught up. And how's your weather down there? As Sir Flame, you're not close to the eye of the storm, but you're in that vicinity, right? Yes, I don't know exactly where you're at. Maybe you're in southwest area of the state. Because if you're in the southeast area of the state or northeast area of the state, then you might be caught up in all that stuff. But let me know, man, if you can. Just let me know if you guys doing okay. Anyway, all my concerns and stuff and care goes out to these people that's out in these areas. I want you guys to do well out there. You know what I mean? Nobody wants anything bad to happen to anybody, especially when it comes to something like in nature, man. You don't want to feel something like that. You don't want to get trapped in something like that or hurt by nature like that. This is not good. You can't beat nature up. I don't care how bad you is. You can be a bad man. You ain't beating up nature. You ain't whooping high winds and shit like that. Knock a high wind out. No, you won't. Man, I'll KO a tornado. No, you won't. Man, I wish a flash flood would hit, man. Do they know how good I can swim? No. They don't know how good you can swim. Man, I wish this tornado would. No. Man, I wish lightning would try to hit me 4 times in a row. No, you don't. You know what I mean? Man, I wish the earth would open up because of an earthquake. I just close that shit right back down. No, you won't. You will not. Man, I wish a tidal wave would hit me. I'm going to outswim that shit. No, you will not. Natural disaster, that type of stuff that's some of I've been through some of that stuff, man. That is some of the scariest stuff that you will witness in your entire life, man. In your entirety. That in like severe or bad car crashes and stuff like that, but even the car crash you might get over, but every time you might be shaking only in a car, but you at home or you feel some wind picking up and you just was in a huge storm or something, shit, you start getting shaky. Wait a minute now. If you're in the South, a lot of places in the South, you got that cellar. You take your ass down in that cellar. In places up north, you got basements, but a lot of times basements aren't covered up. Like a cellar. I don't know. Maybe they can be. I guess you can have like a basement this covered up. Usually, I don't think that the winds take the whole house in the basement, because the basement is usually, that is your shelter. It's made out of concrete and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. My aunt had these doors that open up on top, not like you pull your door open, but they was like kind of level with the ground, but not quite level. Maybe at like a 15-degree angle or something like that. And had double doors, one that went this way, one that went that way, and that's right. And you had stairs, and you just climb that. You go down the stairs and pull that shut. I remember that for sure. But anyway, y'all protect yourself out there, man. I'm gonna let y'all get out of here today because I gotta go. Or better yet, I want to have a topic where my people get their ass up in here. But shout out to Derek Bailey, D. Ray, F. Coleman, Derek Bailey, whoever's in here, whoever's speaking or not speaking. Shout out to all my people that come in here. Anyway. Shout out to all the people that I see out there. Shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Y'all know what it is. Eagle Web, man. It's Monday. Nothing but blessings. I'm gonna catch y'all, man.